Hi there, Angela Hardy again, resident kinesiologist at Cloud9. I wanted to talk today about the way we restrict our lives and create frustration and irritation around the rules that we've made for ourselves. And so this is a concept that comes from Anthony Robbins, who wrote Awaken the Giant Within. A worthwhile read, I think. Basically the idea is that as we move through life, we decide about how it is that the world works and how it should work, and then we create a set of rules around how we think that life should work. And so when somebody breaks our rules, this is one of the major reasons that we become frustrated and we become angry with them, and we think it's so unfair and they're so rude and they're so disrespectful and so on. And so Anthony Robbins' advice really is just to decide about which rules are important to you. When somebody's breaking a rule, when you're feeling angry, is because they're breaking a rule. And if it is that they're breaking a rule, you need to decide about what rules are important to you in the big scheme of things, in the larger story of your relationships with these people. And if you decide that this rule is, majorly important to you, that's also okay. But it is important to understand that your rules and other people's rules are not exactly the same. And what you think is a perfectly average and ordinary social rule might not be the same for somebody else. And so it's very important that if you have a rule that is a deal breaker, that you express that to the people around you, to those people who have been breaking those rules or have been messing with your mojo when they do something else. And if you express those rules and you make clear to people how important that rule is to you, there's a good chance that they'll be able to play within that rule and fulfill your needs in that requirement. But if you don't, and you're expecting them to just read your mind, well, you've got another thing coming. You're going to be frustrated and disappointed all the time, because those rules will be broken time and time again by the people that you love. And if you feel angry and frustrated around that, it's, you only have yourself to blame if you haven't made yourself clear. The second option is to take a look at that rule and think, is this rule important? Is this rule valuable to me still? Is this rule holding value in my life, or is it just creating drama and chaos and unhappiness and frustration and anger? And so I'll give you an example in my own life. I have a rule about being on time. I got it from my father. He was a very timiest man. And so I find it, disrespectful and frustrating when people don't arrive on time. When I have a dinner party or I have people around, I say to them, come at 7, half of my friends arrive at 15:15, the next lot arrive at 7:30. I always say to my husband, come, let's go to movies, and leave them all to ring the bell aimlessly. And, in the past it used to really irritate me that they didn't arrive on time. And I think it's a perfectly acceptable rule to expect people to arrive on time, but the truth is people don't. They don't arrive on time. And so I love my friends and I want to spend time with them, and I don't want to be irritated and frustrated and angry with them by the time they arrive. And so it's imperative for me to relook that rule in regards to that social situation and to decide whether that rule is actually working for me in that environment. And obviously it's not working for me if by the time they finally arrive at my party I'm feeling angry and frustrated with them. So I need to let go of that rule and be a little bit more flexible about it.